It's in the name.
Welcome into the Helping Healing Humor with Ben and Travis podcast. On today's episode, we're going to talk about Team Ben and Travis for St. Jude and what we're thankful for, right? We want to connect with that. And so we want to share that. Maybe it'll help you, and be sure to let us know what you're thankful for in this Thanksgiving season. And we'll get to right to that important conversation after these important messages. This episode of the Helping Healing Humor with Ben and Travis podcast is presented by Faulkner University. Faulkner University is a private Christian liberal arts university based in Montgomery, Alabama, with a mission to provide an education anchored by not only intellect, but also character and service. The Faulkner experience aims to educate the whole person. Every individual matters every day. We all want to become better versions of ourselves. No one wants to remain trapped where they are because of missed opportunities and unrealized dreams. At Faulkner University, we believe your dreams don't have an expiration date. We understand that you're looking for more than a degree. You want to find your niche and thrive in your career. Whether you're a high school senior just beginning your trek or an adult student looking for a better path, Faulkner is here to help guide your journey. Go to faulkner.edu to apply or get more info. That's faulkner.edu. I'm Travis Creasy with Riverside Christian Academy in Fayetteville, Tennessee, and that is Ben Hayes with Three Chords Counseling in Muscle Shoals, Alabama, and also the preaching minister at Highland Park Church of Christ. How you doing, Ben?
I am doing great. Just thankful. See what I did there? To be with you guys. I'm thankful that I get to hang out with you guys every single week, pretty much, except I think we're going to maybe be taking a little bit of a break for a little while, but that's okay. We'll tell you more about that later. But today, we're still talking about things. So, Will, how you doing?
Great. The election's over.
Woohoo!
This is incredible.
Or at least we hope so, right? We're hoping.
We have no idea. But, man, hopefully so. So that means we can actually watch football.
Our part of it is over.
Yes.
Regardless. So, we're recording this a little early, so we still don't know, but it's done.
I can go back to watching like Burger King commercials in the middle of football season.
With the creepy
Dr. Pepper commercials.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we are, as Ben mentioned, we're getting ready to take a break. After this episode, we'll take a couple of weeks off. We'll come back at you with the St. Jude review, which honestly I've ran probably twice at this point. And a mile at that, so nowhere near ready for a 5K. But hopefully I'll be getting after that. But we're going to be doing Team Ben and Travis for St. Jude. Right now I'm setting it like 250 away from my goal. I know, Ben, at this point you're a little behind. We're going to get you there. Maybe, just maybe this episode will get you that nudge over the top here.
A nudge would be nice.
But we've been doing St. Jude, Team Ben and Travis St. Jude. You guys did it a year earlier than me because I was stubborn about running and put that off. And maybe I was still getting over the leukemia thing. Okay, I think that's not a good excuse because I think I was well past it by that point. But nonetheless, Ben, give us the story behind that.
Well, so it's actually kind of an interesting one. I mean, the story with St. Jude started before the running started, and that was Cypress was little, and he had a spot that came up on his face we thought was just a bump at first, and then it just never went away, and then it kept getting kind of bigger and harder, kind of on his cheek. And so we went to a doctor here. At first, they were like, not a big deal. Went back to the doctor here, and they were like, we don't like that. So they sent us to Huntsville. And Huntsville has, like, I didn't even know this at the time, but has a St. Jude office there. But we didn't go to it. We just went to the Children's Hospital. But they sent what they got off, when they took the place off of his face. They sent it in. I don't know if it was to the Huntsville office or sent it over to Memphis, but we got that call that said we didn't really like what we found and we wanted to go to St. Jude. And I was just like, oh dear, this is going to be expensive. I mean, all my life I'd seen St. Jude commercials pop up, give to St. Jude, all this stuff. And I'll just be honest, I've said this before, I tried to turn those commercials off because they were depressing to me. They were scary to me. I don't like to think about that kind of thing. And so I had no idea. And people were like, no, if you're going to St. Jude, that's a good thing. They know what they're talking about, and it's free. Like, you go there and you don't pay anything. And I had to kind of go, wait a minute, I didn't think anything in life was free. And it's not. Obviously, people give, people support it in different ways. And but the surgery didn't cost us anything. The travel up there didn't cost us anything. The eating while we were there didn't cost us anything. The stay didn't cost us anything. It was all covered because people donate. And that was pretty cool. And then we go back for appointments, and the same thing, same story. We don't ever have to pay for anything. In fact, every year it seems like 2 days after we get back from the run, we go back up there for his appointments. So we'll be back up there 2 days after the St. Jude Marathon ends again, and we'll have checkups up there. And so around the time you were struggling with leukemia, Will brought up running for some reason to me, and I've always run from running. I didn't want to run. I didn't like running, but y'all were having a benefit for your cause, for your leukemia, and it ended up being the weekend of Easter. So we were at Lads to Leaders, so we couldn't go to that, but I just decided I'm going to run it anyway here at home. And I ran a 5K and didn't die. Felt like I would, but I didn't. And then Will started bringing up, hey, there's these St. Jude runs. And so that kind of spurred me on to do it. And I'm looking at my medals. I guess it was 19. Is that the first year we did it? And
yeah,
then,
I think so. Yeah,
and then we had to do it. Then we had to do it
virtual.
Yeah, virtual in 20. And then you joined us in 21. Is that right?
I think that's right.
So then 21, 22, and 23. And then this year will be our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th year. Is that right? So total that we've done it. And so anyway, that's kind of the story of why we started it. And our team's grown. We've had different people every year. We've got a couple that are coming back this year, or at least one that's coming back. I think she had a baby between a couple of those races, and so April Logan is going to come back. Maybe three
babies.
I don't think she's had three since that first one. Maybe she has.
I think
like Ashley Nelson ran pregnant.
She did. That's right. Yeah. So we're excited to have her come back. We've got us. Cameron Mann is going to run with us this year. Cameron, the AT finisher. So he's already done the Appalachian Trail this year, so why not do a marathon?
Forrest Gump is coming back.
Forrest Gump will be back. The Wyndhams are coming back. Destin's going to be back on. I've got to get her on the team. Somehow when she signed up, it didn't land her on the team. And then Josh Thorne, of course, and maybe some more if you guys want to jump on.
You'll notice there was a name that wasn't on there that started this whole thing.
Who's that?
Will Mahan.
Oh, Will Mahan.
I just looked.
Oh, he's not on there, is he?
I just looked and was like, man, I got to register. It's close.
I was like, didn't he? He's the one that started this. What's he doing?
I thought you were on it already. Sorry.
Well, it's like last year. Things just got crazy coming back from Africa. Lindsay got sick, bunch of ordeal. And so I went to register and it was already sold out. And so I was like, well, I'll just go support everybody. And I think I ended up running like 7.5 miles trying to meet all of y'all at different.
You didn't run it last year.
And Cameron was like, you might as well have just jumped in and done the race at that point. So, but it's been cool. It's been really cool to be a part of something that is, just so much bigger than yourself. And I think if you are out there and you're looking for something, and we usually go up a couple of days or at least a night before. And get together, eat, hang out, cheer everybody on. If you're looking for something, man, this is a great race to jump into because they've got a 5K, 10K, the half, the full sold out. So if you weren't already planning to do a full, that's probably probably not.
Probably would like to jump in on.
Yeah, probably just a little late on the training. But if you're looking for something,
I'm a little late on the training for a half. Let's just be honest, but I'll probably walk it.
I think it's $70 right now is what the 5K was, $100 for the 10K and the half. And
half's like 140, I think,
or 140.
Yeah,
so it was
a little bit more. Yeah.
5K was 70, 10K was 100, and then half's like 140. So
nice. Well, you can support Team Ben and Travis. You don't have to run with us, although that'd be great. You can go to benandtravis.com. and click on the St. Jude, and you can donate to put either me or Ben over the top on our fundraising, and you would be considered a member of Team Ben and Travis. And I'll be honest with you guys, the fun for me is not in the running. It's the night before when, you know, last year we all had our track suits on, you know, grown men, track suits, walking through the little celebration area and getting to hang out with you guys and Josh Thorne and whoever makes the trip with Will Myhan up there to Memphis is always nice. And there's always there's not enough, you know, supervision for us probably, but it is fun. I like dressing. Last year I was Spider-Man. I think Forrest Gump gets more love on the running because I'm dressed up like Forrest when he ran for so long.
Oh, yeah.
But they love some Spider-Man at the end and the beginning. I got a lot of love for Spider-Man, but the Forrest Gump, the running of the Gumps, we're only a couple of weeks away from that. So, Ben, I'm just rehashing the story with Cypress, I'm sure is something that you guys are thankful for. But it's things like that, you know, and like you said, the commercials come on, and even to this day, I don't really like the commercials because I don't like thinking about that being a real thing. But it is the things that we're brought through that we oftentimes incite the most gratitude. Well, certainly my perspective has changed since my leukemia diagnosis. But this morning sermon, we talked about remembering and how important that is in the scripture. God shows up to Moses and he tells him, I'm the God of your father, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You know, remember, I'm the God who brought you out of Egypt. And then even Jesus at the Lord's Supper, do this in remembrance of me. And so it's in the remembering that can bring up some bad memories, but also, hey, I'm not there anymore. And of course, our belief is that God, Jesus, the scriptures, the Spirit has brought us through, you know, those stormy points.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing for me is it is a tough remembrance because there was two people in the waiting room the day he had surgery. He had to have a second surgery at St. Jude. I didn't mention that, but the second one took a little bit more. He still bears a pretty good sized scar on his face as a result. But there was one other family there, family of a girl named London, and she had a mass behind her eye. They took it out. She lived for a few years and sadly passed away a couple of years ago. And we always try to remember her when we go run. And that's just tough stuff, you know, to think about those kids and to think there were two families in the waiting room. And, you know, we got you know, to keep our young son, and things turned out differently for us than it did for them. But, you know, like we talked about last week on the episode too, is, you know, we all, not just our nations, but we all have an expiration date, but none of us want to see kids go through that. And none of us want to see kids lose their life. And so that's kind of the plea of St. Jude is until no child dies from cancer. And nobody wants that to happen. And so we donate to try to hope and pray that we can save more lives than are lost. But, of course, we all have a hope of something greater no matter what.
I think a lot of you talk about gratitude, being thankful, all that. Like, to me, the two groups, of course, there's a sense of gratitude that you get from being at the race and being there, being able to see and being more thankful for the health, you know, that you have. Running through campus is never it's the bittersweet moment, you know, like it's so exciting. It's fun because the patients there and their families, they're out there cheering you on. And then you're sitting there crying, trying to figure out, like, why did they do this to me? Yeah. You know, all of that. And so there's a sense of, like, man, I really am blessed because of what I have in the moment, right? Because I understand it can be taken away at any minute. But then I think, like, there's been so many people that have come up and said, man, this is great what you all do. And I go, we're not the heroes. Like, I'm thankful for the people that donated. Yeah, like, there's things that we've done, but there's so many more people that are a part of the Ben and Travis
awareness to
team. It, right. Because, I mean, over the course of, I think we've raised, whatever, like $650, we're put between $50,000 and $60,000 that we've been able to raise. And I look at that and go, that's not just a group of 8 people.
No.
Right. I mean, that's hundreds of people that have donated here or there. And so I just look at that and I'm continually reminded about how thankful that I am for just the generosity of people. And that's, I guess, a motivating factor to go, hey, I'm going to go run, because there are people that can't, but that are willing to support financially. And so it's just a great overall weekend to see the generosity of others, to realize how thankful you are to be able to do the things that you do that a lot of people wake up, each day not being able to do.
Yeah, it's awesome to see, it kind of restores your, I don't know if the word faith is a good word, in humanity. Because you got people with all kinds of different belief backgrounds gathered in Memphis there. The local restaurants, the hotels, all pour into this event in a supportive way. And if nothing else, you leave thinking, when the cause is right, you can be unified. And maybe, once again, just playing on last week's episode, that there are things bigger than us. And sometimes that's the most important thing to be thankful for. And I just think about relationships. And like I said, getting to go hang out with whoever shows up. And we've had a diverse group of people who have run it with us every single year. And it's always a blessing to fellowship with those people, but also have a good time with all those people that are in our hotel. If you're dressed up like Spider-Man or Forrest Gump and somebody gets in the elevator with you, they're all there, they're in a good mood, and all of a sudden it doesn't matter the backgrounds that we have. We're all there for one goal. Now, every once in a while you get caught with crimson on up there and people aren't too happy with you. But they usually just give you a hard time and you move on. Hey, parents and young adventurers, are you ready to embark on an extraordinary journey? Introducing the Adventures of Ben and Travis and the Worry Coaster, a thrilling ride through the ups and downs of mental health in our new children's book. Join our dynamic duo as they navigate the twists and turns of their emotions while discovering the courage to conquer their worries. Pre-order your ticket to adventure now at benandtravis.com/books and be among the first to embark on this roller coaster of resilience. Let's turn worry into wonder and empower kids to embrace their feelings with bravery and hope. Buckle up. It's going to be an unforgettable ride. As we move into this Thanksgiving era, we get down to the question of the day, the Friday refresh. Ben Hayes has got that rocking and rolling every other Friday. I love the Friday refresh. I just do. It's probably because I don't write it and I just get to clip it up. But I really do love the Friday refresh. It's a nice little boost to finish the week. The last one you did, Not Alone, came out on Spiritual Emphasis Day at Riverside and just kicked off the whole event. So check that out at benandtravis.com. Something else at benandtravis.com. We opened up the vault. You can get the CYC Jam and the Choose Your Character t-shirt, and all those proceeds are going to go to Team Ben and Travis for St. Jude. You can get Will Myhan's face on the t-shirt and Blake Holloman. So go do that. There's a hoodie. There's a hat. There's all kinds of stuff on there under the St. Jude tab on our store, so check it out. As we get ready for Thanksgiving, the question of the day, we're getting ready to eat, boys. I mean, we're getting ready to eat. We're getting into the eating season. And what are you counting down to? Like, what is just the thing that you're going to have? Or it's not Thanksgiving, and I'll start, and I've shared this recipe in the Facebook group before and in the email, and it is my mother-in-law's turkey. And she takes some Cajun stuff and orange juice and something else, and she just loads that big old turkey up with it. And I'm telling you, like, you want to talk about passing out from tryptophan, this dude right here just stops eating turkey for like a month in getting ready so that I don't overdose on tryptophan. So that's mine.
So we're just talking about, the Thanksgiving, Christmas type stuff.
Yeah.
some of those I get some family members do like a deep fried turkey.
Oh,
and man, it's so good. If it's done right, it's so good. Of course, if you're going to talk about sides, give me some turkey and dressing with cranberry sauce, the canned stuff that just slides out of the can. That's what I want. I want it sliced up, and I'm just going to throw that thing on top of it. That's the stuff. It doesn't need to be anything fancy. Just give me the can. It needs to be shaped like the can, and I'm good. And then if you want dessert, I need a pecan pie. That's what I need.
Oh, Ben giving us the whole.
I'm giving you. I'm
whole
giving
meal, baby. I like it.
Now, I like a pumpkin pie too at Thanksgiving, so it kind of depends. I'm back and forth on which one of those I'm going to get, but that's a good one.
I would. So I'll go backwards. Dessert, give me banana pudding. That's the staple.
That's year round, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't care.
So it's pecan pie.
That's what I want. Banana pudding would be the dessert. If you're going sides, I don't know what your favorite candy is, but you know, like when you're just eating on it, it's just like, that's me with deviled eggs, man. Like I can just down some deviled egg. Like I love it. And
That's a hot take, Will. I've come to realize, like I love a deviled egg, but there's some people that they're just out.
Yeah.
They are not touching
I like them.
You see me at Thanksgiving, there's going to be 4 to 5 on my plate. Like first go around.
Plus Lindsay.
I love them. Deviled eggs are great. And then my grandmother, you know, she's 94, so she's not cooking anymore. But her dressing recipe, it's, you know, 2 or 3 full big spoonfuls of that are hitting the plate.
So I think we might have asked this question before, but I've got to throw it out there because it's another one of those sides. Is the sweet potato casserole, is that a dessert or is it a meal? What do we decide?
That's kind of like the strawberry like strawberry salad.
Yeah.
It's like
that one's kind of hard to decide there.
I mean, it is called a salad. If you're looking for an excuse, I'm not judging you, right? I mean, that's biblical. He didn't come to judge food or any of that stuff. So, you know.
I think I get it as a side, but then I also go back and eat it as a dessert after I eat the plate.
I think, sweet potato casserole.
Once you sling some marshmallows in it, it's a dessert. Like
it's the candied pecans, of course, on top are great too.
Yeah. Once you throw marshmallows in anything, in my mind, that's a dessert.
That's
all right. Here's the hot take.
It's whatever you need it to be at the moment. It's what
amen.
I will eat it if I want to eat it with the meal.
Amen. The weaker brother. The weaker brother. You got to throw that is in effect here.
Be an appetizer for that matter.
So I've got to ask, banana pudding. Do you want it hot or do you want it cold?
I want cold. I want it cold.
I don't know that I've ever had it hot.
I can eat it hot, but I don't. It's usually got the meringue on top of it if it's hot.
Yeah, if it's hot.
Got the cow slobber.
I'm like the black sheep of my family because they all want it hot. And I'm like, this is disgusting. I want it cold.
I prefer cold, but I can eat it hot, but I prefer it cold.
I had it cold, I think.
That'll be refreshing.
That's what I say. That's a dessert. Like I don't want a hot dessert. You know,
I do have to have apple pie. There has to be a slice of apple pie at some point for Will December 1st, right? It's got to before Christmas rolls around. I got to have a little apple pie because I'm an American, right?
Apple pie with a little dollop of ice cream on top of it.
Yeah, you may be angry about who people vote for. I'm angry about where's the apple pie where's it at? And you know, of course, up north they put a little cheese on that apple pie.
Yeah, I don't know about that stuff.
I'm not against per se, but that was an eye-opening thing, guys.
That's like with pear with mayonnaise on it or with cheese on it. You know,
cottage cheese, boom.
Add both. I've had it all. It's okay, but
disgusting. That was north of the Mason-Dixon line for sure.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. We were talking about millennials and Gen X and all that stuff, and I think some food responses kind of fall on those lines because there's not a whole lot I won't try at least once. Now, if it's got eyeballs and staring back at me while I'm doing it, that may be a line that I would draw. But guys, man, I appreciate you. We appreciate all the support everyone has of this podcast. We are, as Ben mentioned, going to take a few weeks. We've got a few things to tie up, and we're trying to finish out this the adventures of Ben and Travis coming down the pipe. We got some L2L stuff to get done, and some CYC stuff cranking up. So we'll be talking back at you again. It should be maybe that Tuesday after the St. Jude run. So somewhere in there we'll be back. But man, we just love it's hard to find a good place to take a break because I just enjoy doing it so much. But don't think that we're not coming back. We'll come back fresh and new, and hopefully we'll have some of that other content done. That's kind of the goal of all this. So y'all be praying for us to do that. But appreciate you, Ben. Appreciate you, Will.
Same to you. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Woo!
Thanks for being with us for this episode of the Helping Healing Humor podcast. Be sure to download our free ebook, 28 Days of Focused Living, at benandtravis.com and receive all of our Helping Healing and Humor extra content directly in your inbox. We look forward to having you join us at the same Ben and Travis time, same Ben and Travis channel.